Welcome to Fabulously Flawed, where the perfectly imperfect come to shine. Marni, along with her sensational sidekick Taylor, are the mother-daughter duo that puts the fun in dysfunction. Every episode, we unpack the chaos of mental health while sprinkling in the sass of pop culture. We're here to share stories, laughs, and lessons that remind you to embrace your quirks and to never, ever let anyone dull your sparkle. So join us as we celebrate the beauty of being fabulously flawed. Let's get real, let's get raw, and let's get ready to add a little extra shimmer to your day.
Hey, fabulously flawed friends, fabulous listeners, fabulous everybody. Welcome to Fabulously Flawed. I'm your host, Marni, and joining me is my spectacular, sweet, sensational sidekick daughter, Taylor.
Oh, I love the addition of sweet today.
Yeah.
And what a very mellow, calm intro.
It is. Our episode is called Election Reflections.
And as you can hear, we're not the most chipper that we've been.
No, I thought we would be starting today with woo woo.
Yep, said the song Celebrate
No,
Good
instead,
Times. Come on.
I thought, wait, we went from whoop whoop to womp womp.
Yes, literally. Whoop whoop to womp womp.
Whoop to womp womp, I know.
No, that's so sad.
Okay, it's really, what I understand people wanting the price of groceries to go down. I get it. I don't want, when I go food shopping, I get it. I want my egg prices to drop also, but just leave it at economics, the economy and money stuff. Once people are gloating about
human rights being taken away, that's when it gets bad. It's not like you're just right. It used to be kind of like Republicans are like, fiscally thinking different than the Democrats. Now it's become a whole issue of control over women, and it's gone very far. Way too far.
Nobody's answered this question, and just somebody, if you listen and you support Trump, God bless you, but tell me, why taking away an abortion from a woman, or letting a woman bleed out, or not letting somebody get medical care because they're transgender, or fight for our country because they choose to live a certain way, how does that affect you? I get the egg dropping price. I get it. Affects us all. Nobody wants to have to pay, so much money for groceries. We get it. But what do people think? Like, gas is going to be $1 on Monday? Like, I don't get it.
Mom, it is.
But you know what it's been, Tay? Here's the thing. It is, I'm not, it's Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Men, go fix your fucking selves, okay? But
yeah, we're mad at you.
For the ones that didn't care. But,
right, of course. There's many out there who are allies.
But it's also, when you look at suicide rates, 50% of the country are men and women, half and half. Yet 80% of suicides are men. They're depressed. They are angry. They have unhealed trauma. So the people who voted and are gloating, I believe most, not all, are using this as an escape to project and not take accountability or responsibility for how they're feeling. I hate women. I'm not voting for her. I don't like black people. I'm not voting for her. There's a Jew in the White House. I'm not voting for him. That's how each person, the common denominator is hate. Only because the few people I do know that voted in that way said to you when you were little, learn it at home, you and your big Junos, which, by the way, her father's half Italian, not even Jewish. So whatever.
Thank you, Mom, for standing up for me. It's 10 years later.
But that's where it came from. We were in the neighborhood and it was Hanukkah, and I remember somebody going, "Oh, there's the big Jew bear." Like, that's how they think on that. So anyone who has a drop of your own inward self-hatred and what you
of course, it's always projected on
you're
others.
Projected.
Yeah, and a lot of the crazy MAGA people, like I understand, like, again, like, everyone has their own political views. I do not discriminate against anyone, but when you're an extreme MAGA supporter, I can't get behind you on that. I just can't.
Argument day when Al Gore and George Bush, like, it was just whatever. George Bush, Republican. Okay, George Bush Sr., Republican. Nobody cared.
Right,
we weren't like Al Gore, this, whatever. But because they only talked about politics. But to take the personal stuff, when people are saying one in 20 households or something, I have to get the right statistic, has an illegal immigrant. Not harming anyone, working.
Right. They just come into the country for hopes of a better life. That's a whole...
Like, there's so much, but people that are gloating on it, and the people say this is the best day in America. How is your life now the best day in America?
It's so cruel to see some of the things that people have been celebrating after Donald Trump's win. Like, it's very hard. It's so hard to look at. It's so distasteful, so mean, so cruel in so many ways.
I never realized.
Really.
I wish we could just walk around like life is color war. Like, I'll wear blue all the time and you wear your red, and that way we'll know. It's like I walk.
Like, who is who? And I proudly unfollowed a lot of people.
Do you know why?
Again, like, I just can't deal with the people celebrating him so publicly too.
Exactly. Like, Pete, I never thought in a million years, but then I realized racism and the KKK kind of mindset has been around forever. It's been generations of people taught that. This now gave people their own voice to say, I hate Jews, I hate blacks, I hate this. And it's, you know,
women,
the highest.
They hate women.
I'm so proud we are in the blue. We are not Florida. We are in the blue Broward County.
Thank goodness.
Okay?
There were
That's us.
There were like 4 or 5 counties in Florida that went blue.
We're like Vermont.
Broward, Alachua, which is Gainesville. Then you have Leon, which is FSU.
See, yeah.
Orange, which is Orlando, Palm Beach, and Broward.
So it was the colleges.
I think I repeated. But yes, the colleges, and then down here.
Love it. Just like we said, the college kids were, oh, look, there's Nick with Al Roker and his son, Nick. We love Nick Roker.
And Al's son with special needs?
Yes.
Oh my God.
I know.
Baby.
I love him.
God bless him.
And he's doing so well in college now.
Oh, please, I'm gonna cry. I can't.
No. When he and Al Roker and Deborah, they have Sunday supper. No.
Yes, you've told me about Sunday supper for years now.
When Al would cook, he hasn't shown it much. Al, please show us your Sunday suppers again. Yes.
You have a fan over here who's missing them.
So, and
anyway,
you know, also Vanity Fair posted and said the media, Donald Trump is threatened to fire or get rid of the media outlets who speak bad against him. So and
his whole platform and whole like Elon Musk campaigning, you know,
he took
side by side was, Kamala's trying to take away our free speech and all this shit, and it's like, Donald Trump, you're trying to censor like the media. I don't know. It's
wait. First of all, Melania was not in the family picture. Now Ivanka,
she distanced herself after her father's presidency and hasn't been part of his campaign this time around, which I can respect her for. And she also went to the Taylor Swift concert in Miami, so I very much respect her for that, despite her father's and
I love her daughter's name. I forgot what
he said about her.
I think her daughter's name is Arabelle or something. It's just so beautiful. It's something like that.
Oh wow, that's like a princess.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And you know, also I think Ivanka stayed away, one because of her dad, you know, and also her mom fell down the stairs and died. I mean, come on. And I say that allegedly.
Yeah, you don't see her air quotes fell down the stairs. I mean,
she used to call him.
I will never trust or believe anything I hear that has to do with the Trump family. Like anything I ever hear, I will just take with a grain of salt and not take it to heart because it's all a lie.
I was asked to write an article, an opinion piece for Newsweek about how to handle the election.
Look at you, Miss Newsweek writer, back in action.
I know that gets a whoop whoop.
Yeah, that's a whoop whoop, not a womp womp.
But it was about post-election reactions, and I was writing it honestly, but literally for like the other people, like how they should react and respect. But never did I think...
You would think that you would be writing it applying to yourself.
Now I'm rereading what I wrote. And here's the thing. We can be angry. There is no healing time for anybody to be okay. What you don't want to do, you can be angry. You let your anger out, but don't become an angry person. There's enough of those out there.
Yeah, very well said. Very well said. Exactly. Don't let don't let this election turn you dark and gray. Like, we are the light that was at the end of the tunnel, and we still are. And don't let yourself be that. That darkness. It's so hard to fall into that trap because it's such somber times, so scary and unpredictable.
Here's the thing. He doesn't take office for a while. Well, no. 47 days.
Yeah,
I know.
A while. 2 months.
I know. Okay.
2 months.
I'm trying to say it's not Monday. I know.
Okay,
I'm just trying to find the blessing.
47 days is much longer than that. It's like January 20th or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. God, what was I going to say?
I'm so sorry. I had to correct you. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. okay, this is it. There's always a silver lining, a very hard silver lining to find. I'm not going to say gold because that's like Donald Trump's house. I'm going to say a silver lining and emphasize on the silver. There have been friendships that have been made, especially in the Florida women's group. There's over 45,000 women.
Oh, I love that.
And they're all reaching out. They're all making plans. Ben's mom.
Yeah.
She's one of the administrators, and it's just all throughout the state. People are meeting up and hugging and
so important.
Yes.
We need each other, because let's quickly touch on how sad, truly heartbreaking and gut-wrenching it is that Amendment 4 failed in Florida, which puts the state's 6-week abortion plan into place.
How does it help our country?
I'm sorry. Most women don't know they're pregnant until they're about 6 weeks along, until you miss your period. And a lot of women don't even have regular periods to track. So
First of all, I'm having major triggers. And if anybody's having a trigger or emotions, anxiety, please reach out to 988. They are there. They are there.
There's so many resources too that also,
please.
I'll find it for you before the end of the episode, but those that are specific to reproductive care, like hotlines and crisis lines that can help you deal with everything, because
we'll put the links on our website.
I don't understand, but I would understand a 6-week abortion ban in like a state like Alabama or Mississippi, where they're just so far gone mentally and so like whatever. But in Florida, a state that I live in, have been in my whole life, my family, all my friends, my life, my everything, so many other people, it's hard, and I'm at an age where I can get affected. You don't, you're menopause. Me,
but I advocate for human
of
rights
course,
and decency.
Of course. I'm saying though, it's hard. I have a different perspective.
The trigger I keep having is that you at 3 years old would have been told your mom died. I was bleeding out.
God forbid.
But hey, that some woman is going to do that. And one of you people that voted this, you're going to say, help my daughter, help her. And the doctor's going to say, I can't. What can I do?
I know. It's so rough
and I
all
don't
around.
Wish that. I'm not saying that like I pray to God this doesn't happen to my worst enemy. A woman should be holding a towel on, hemorrhaging and having to die that way. That shouldn't happen to anybody. I was fortunate. I woke up saying you had an emergency D&C. Women are going to die holding a towel, hemorrhaging.
Mom, it's so sad that, thank God, I'm so blessed and lucky that I could fly to New York. God forbid if I found out I was pregnant at 6 weeks and didn't want it, but can't do it in Florida. I have the money to go fly to New York, but millions of other women don't. That's what kills me. That's what kills me. And then they're forced to bring a child into this world when they just can't.
Do you know what's going to happen, Tay?
It's so horrible.
The foundations that are going to be formed.
I know.
To raise money.
Of course. I mean,
these women to go out of town. I know. And being affordable. And that is, so you know what? You can make your rules, but fuck you legislators, because they're going to get the abortions anyway. And we're all going to help fund it. We're all going to give charities.
Of course. I would donate so much money to Planned Parenthood and so many other organizations. Oh my God, without a doubt.
Your generation, Tay, the anxiety you live with, your generation, we all have different levels. You have to worry about shootings. We didn't grow up with that. Yeah. Social media, we didn't grow up with that. So you're already living in a generation, your Gen Z generation is already petrified. Now to add this, I mean, a guy doesn't put on a condom. Now, it's not going to happen. We are not going to let any woman have a baby that doesn't want to have a fucking baby. It's not going to happen. And if that,
like you said, there's already that Facebook group with 45,000 women.
That's just Florida.
And counting. To help the women of Florida specifically, I'm saying, because of this heinous, such horrible abortion ban. Sorry, I can't even form my words right now because I'm thinking about it again. So I kind of blocked it out of my brain.
It's like when I go to if you go to the Walgreens, Publix, anywhere out, I just want to look at people like, are you one of them? Like, did you do that?
I know. It's so, and I said that the other night. I was like, this is so horrible. I feel like every time I go out in public, I literally said this, that I'm walking around people who are against me, who are evil, who have it out for me, because clearly there are enough people in Florida that did not want this. Actually, you know what? It's so sad that there were actually far more people who did want this. It was like the popular vote. It's like 57% of people voted yes in favor of this. Yet, it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. Like, how do you say no when the state tells you, the majority of the citizens of the state would like this. Nope, sorry, not
They're
enough. Are you fucking kidding me?
No,
especially something like this, which shouldn't even be an issue in the first place.
I know.
I don't even want to talk about this anymore, Mom. I'm starting to get really angry.
No, I know.
sad.
It's okay. It's okay. We're gonna redirect, because my heart goes out to rape victims. My heart goes out to women that now say it's okay. Just as a woman, I have been defeated by men my whole life who have tried to control me, and it's like, fuck you. If yes, I'm a mental health advocate, but if it's becoming more of a women's activist, women's rights, and against anti-Semitism, which I never realized, I am shocked the amount of anti-Semitic people out there.
And I definitely want to talk about, thank you for bringing that up just for a moment. I want to say, my heart is with everyone who was in Amsterdam affected by the anti-Semitic attacks last night after the soccer game. It's so brutal and so horrible, and anti-Semitism is alive and it is real, and
somebody commented,
we must protect our Jewish brothers and sisters always and stick together. And I just wanted to put that message out there.
Somebody said, I think Vanity Fair posted something like, I cannot believe this happened, and listed all of his everything. And someone goes, go back to your, bubble where you live and not know what the real world goes through. And it's like, first of all, yes, it's much safer in my bubble when ignorance was bliss. There were years up until Donald Trump came in the world, nobody ever talked about politics or religion. Taboo. Nobody. I know. You were never allowed to talk about. And
now it's just part of everyday conversation. It has to. It's life. It's gone too far that it's impossible to avoid conversations like it sometimes.
So the only tips I could give people right now, it's kind of what it's kind of weird, I'm taking my own advice, is turn off the news. Unfollow, unfriend, anything that's going to give you a trigger. My finger, literally.
That's the greatest thing you could do for yourself. It's free and it takes a second.
That stupid red wave saying America's now great. Tell me how your life's changed today. I want to know, how are you different today? Tell me. It's not. But what did happen is we saw who we want in our life, and now who we don't want in our life.
And listen, I'm not an economist. I'm not an expert in money or politics or anything like that. But a lot of people are saying that apparently, the economy isn't even going to get, the cost of living isn't even going to get that much cheaper. I hope they're wrong, and I really hope that we elected Donald Trump and
get $2 less on our eggs.
And the good thing that comes out of this whole freaking mess is lower cost of living, but apparently it's not totally guaranteed. I don't know, but it's also frightening.
If his whole campaign was, I'm going to lower this, I'm going to lower that. I hear you, dude. You know what? Okay, this makes sense. My husband's a businessman. But putting the hatred
he does, especially when it comes to the immigrants, just his rhetoric and everything, the way he says things.
It allows people, when you're growing up, you look up at people. You're in awe of them. You want to respect them or be like them.
Hello, I want to be like the president of the United States.
Now you're allowed to say, oh, get that pig out of here. Oh, get that. And
making fun of people with special needs, which he's done. He's just not a good person.
So apparently
he's just not a good person, and no one can convince me that he is.
And again, I will never say, and I told you so, I'm not here for that, but I hope everybody understands that we're all human, and people are mocking. That's what I was saying. Don't let anyone invalidate your feelings if somebody's doing that, because next week our episode is on how to handle Thanksgiving coming up.
Oh yes. I'm excited to talk about that.
I've been on, I did 5 radio interviews, I remember, last year about how to handle families.
Oh, that's so fast of you, Mom.
Oh yeah, I've done 100. But
I know, but I don't know. It's just every time I hear it, I'm like, that's so cool.
It's a whole new ball game now. It's clean slate. The new house is all white. It's just, we're burned it down and we're starting from the bottom. And here's the thing. The rules that applied before are not applicable today.
Oh, I'm sorry. What is this new house for? I'm sorry.
It was an analogy. I'm saying
it's a metaphor. Yeah.
My metaphor is, when you would go to holidays before and you didn't enjoy your relatives, I gave advice how to handle them. With Donald Trump in the election, it's a whole new ballgame.
Yes.
We are starting from scratch.
Oh, okay. Yes.
So if it means starting, we're going to talk about this next week.
See what you're saying. Okay. Starting your own little traditions. It's separate from those people you can't stand.
Exactly. If you know that Rigid Richard is going to just be all,
rigid.
Yeah, exactly. A rickety old Richard.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go to a holiday with him.
Yeah.
So you need to really do what's good for you and not what you think you need to be around.
Oh, absolutely.
But
and
we'll get
like
more
you said,
into
we'll
that
do a
next week.
deeper dive on that. Yeah, but just, the last thing I want to say on this kind of
I want
dark
everyone
note.
to just dance and laugh. Do anything to distract yourself. Feel the way you want. Go out and bang your head against a tree for an hour, but just don't become that angry person that we're so upset took over our country. They need us to be the light, and we will shine even brighter.
Yes, for sure. And it's only 4 years. And if you think about how fast these last 4 years went,
2 years.
think about how quickly these will go.
And 2 years until the primaries. You know how many women are going to get even more involved and get just understand it
and
even
elect
more.
people. Yep. That will enact propose legislation that is not a direct attack on women's rights. Wow. Think of how freaking cool that would be. What a concept. What a concept.
Love you, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, too.
Oh, yes, she won another term. She's been in office for as long as I can remember.
Love her. I want to interview her because she's team us,
Yeah, no, she is totally team us. She's someone great to have on our side, for sure.
The majority of the majority of voters were for Kamala from exit polls, Black women and Jewish women.
Yes, ma'am.
Haba Nagila friggin' Haba.
Literally, I saw that. I'm like, I am a proud Jewish woman to have been part of the Kamala
We
vote.
were part of it.
And I got such chills voting for her. Like,
pride.
I woke up at 2 a.m. on Wednesday morning, so like election night, and I looked at Google, and all I saw, Mom, it was like I literally said I woke up in hell. I looked at Google, and all I saw was Donald Trump winning every single swing state.
I thought you were joking.
It was like a freaking
I knocked
nightmare.
on your door at 4 a.m. Go, tell me you're joking.
No. Oh, wait. So then I'm looking at this, like, this is a fucking nightmare, but AP hadn't called the election yet. And then like 30 minutes goes by and I check Google again. I'm on Twitter constantly refreshing and everything. And it's pretty obvious that Donald Trump is going to be president. And I'm just like telling my friends, I'm like, I'm sitting in my room, dark room, alone with my thoughts in the middle of the night. Like, I don't know what to do. Donald Trump is president. I go into your room. Actually, no, I text you and Dad in our group chat. I mean, you guys are sound asleep. I knew you'd see it whenever. And I was like, I'm sick to my stomach. Like, it's not real. Then you wake up in the middle of the night and you come to my room and you knock on my door and you're like, Tay, and we just like hug and we're like, this is a nightmare. This is so sad. We weren't laughing at the time. We're laughing now as I share it. But as this was happening in real time, it was
shocked.
Yeah, it was true shock and disbelief. And
my eyes were so
you were crying at like 6:30
under my
on
eyes
Wednesday morning
because the evil out there. There's nothing I preach because I have been the recipient of evil since I'm born. And the thought of people being treated, I didn't realize there was so much hatred out there. It's like, go fix your fucking selves. That's why there wouldn't be, suicide, the highest leading cause of death in around the world, every 40 seconds, somebody dies of suicide.
Like, think about that. Like, I just want to do, and when hearing that, guys, and as a person, and I know all of our listeners are decent, amazing human people, or else you wouldn't be here on this journey and ride with us. Doesn't that make you want to do something about this? Like, at least the bare minimum you could do is post a graphic on Instagram about suicide awareness once a year. Like, just something to get involved in the fight or somebody the stigma. Like, it's just so heartbreaking to hear things like that. And when you put it in perspective, it's very heavy to hear that so many lives are being taken because
they're afraid to reach out for help and they're suffering. So you know what they do? They're projecting their hatred. They're killing themselves. Statistically, 80% of suicides are all men when we have a population 50-50.
Yeah.
Okay? So men are not fixing themselves because they think it's weak. Clearly, how strong are you?
And men, go to therapy, please. I actually have a friend who goes to therapy. He's a guy, and every time when I talk to someone and I that's a guy my age, and I learn that they go to therapy.
Cool. That's so badass. That's like,
I am like, thank you so much for being fucking awesome, because that is the best thing you could ever do for yourself. And there are so many guys in their mid-20s who do not go to therapy and look down on it. That I hate more than that.
Also, the exit poll shows the non-college degree men were the ones.
Yeah, hello.
So when you think of also the people,
of course, the majority of Donald Trump supporters are uneducated.
Here's my message to everybody out there that's so worried about killing a baby in their 8th month or whatever the fuck you think we're doing.
Which no one ever does.
Yes, and you say it's alive the minute from conception.
Unless
okay.
it's going to kill the mother.
That's not my thought.
Yeah, okay, sorry.
Stop.
Okay.
It's okay that you think it's killing somebody. You're killing a fetus. It's alive. But I have to tell you, there are people living, walking, driving, and buying guns. And you're telling people, if you see an obstetrician or you know someone get an abortion, you tell us. How about redirecting, saying, how about the people that you know that have children that are not telling the are reporting their children that they know are suffering. They know their children just bought a gun. Why not prosecuting the gun shop that sold the child that's been talking on the internet about shooting? I mean, so they got intercepted yesterday. A guy went to go shoot up an elementary school.
What?
Yes, but he wasn't, the doors were locked and he couldn't get in. The signs were there, Tay. He was on the internet. I'm going to blow this up. I'm going to fuck this up.
I didn't hear about this, Mom.
Because it's so common every day. He was wearing all black.
Oh my God.
So here's the thing.
It's horrifying.
The sheriff said they didn't know about it till the calling came in. But hello, the warning signs were there. So this government wants us to worry about who's having an abortion.
I know. There should be money that goes into keeping track of who's posting this shit on the internet. I mean,
Yes.
the FBI is supposed to stay on top of this
because
type
they're
of
not
stuff.
understanding. They are not understanding.
Like, there already is
There are so many
a government
traumatized.
agency.
There are so many traumatized people walking around and killing themselves and others, or going on the internet being happy that there's hate because you don't want to fix yourself because you're afraid to feel. That's the weak men in our country. The brave, strong men are the ones that say, you know what? I don't like how I feel. I want to talk to somebody about that.
Of
and
course.
you are the
hardest
heroes.
thing a guy can do is go to therapy or talk to someone and get help. I mean, very much the sexiest thing that someone can do.
Or not judging somebody who's letting somebody be themselves without judgment or shame. There are husbands that I've read that they're telling their wives, calm down, don't be so upset. Don't do that. Don't invalidate how your wife or someone feels. But to the women out there feel your feelings, feel them, but don't become them.
Oh, I love that. That's a perfect way to end the episode on that little note, Mom. That was
I'm like a walking Hallmark card.
You killed this episode today.
Wow.
Like, the things you're saying are so insightful. I'm sitting here listening, really engaged. I mean, I always am, but
I know,
especially
I love
right
it
now that I'm just like, yeah,
I know. I'm gonna
you saying everything. There's nothing left for me to say almost.
That's
you know.
Okay. I'll be next to Rachel Maddow on MSNBC or something
I
like
love
that.
her. She's such a badass.
I
She's
know.
so cool. Well, guys,
Protect your peace
on
bubbles.
the bright side, it's over. You don't have to see commercials anymore.
Oh, thank God.
You remove yourself from any election, social media spaces, and all of that. And you don't have to talk to anyone about it if you don't want to. Protect your peace. I'm going to say that this time.
And you know what? 988 is there. If you just want to cry to somebody, they're there. If you know somebody really suffering, let them know 988 is there. You're not alone, guys. We were depressed before. I am feeling it with you. And
so I'm so sorry.
Yes.
I did say by the end of the episode, I wanted to say what the abortion hotline was, and it's 1-800-772-9100. 1-800-772-9100. Just
know it's there.
know it's there. We
So-
love you guys from the bottom of our hearts, and we're all in this together.
Never let anyone burst your bubble, guys. And you know, we need to be the shining light. So never, ever, 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 let anyone dull your sparkle. Love you guys.
Thank you for being here with us. Until next time.
Thank you for tuning in to Fabulously Flawed. Remember, every Tuesday and Thursday, it's your time to join Marni and Taylor, the mother-daughter duo that's redefining family time with a twist, putting the fun in dysfunction, one episode at a time. Craving more? Visit us at fabulouslyflawed.com. And don't miss out on the feel-good vibes with our exclusive merch at fabulouslyflawed.net. That's with 2 Ds on Etsy. Keep your sparkles shining and spread that fabulous energy.